Hi everyone, I thought today we need to finally get to my story. So let's do that. What has really been a huge impact in your life and you've had to sit back and think to yourself, what am I going to do? I'm so excited to share with you guys my personal story. I think it's finally time to let you guys know why I found my voice on YouTube and why do I do YouTube. I know I struggle a lot, I'm just trying to get going. So the real reason I'm doing it is not only to get subscribers and get views and all the other good things that come along with it, which would be great. However, I want to dive in today into the real reason why I am on YouTube. An apology for the noisy birds. We have some very noisy birds in the area. It has been a little bit of a miserable week, so it's been raining. And for some reason the birds just love it when it rains. I don't know if you've noticed, when it rains there's just birds everywhere. I think it's the favorite time for them to go forage for food. So it all began in 2019 where we found ourselves at the airport saying goodbye to family and friends. This time was, I have to admit, quite an exciting one. However, also quite a, how would I put it, quite a difficult one for all of us. Saying goodbye and knowing that you're moving really far away and not knowing when you're going to see your family again can be quite daunting. However, we made the journey and we arrived in Australia. So when we first arrived in Australia, we were lucky enough to be set up in a beautiful apartment on the beach. Literally a minute walk from the beach. If you looked out our windows, you could see mostly all the beach-line buildings, which were shops and things like that. But if you looked out to the side, you could see a bit of the sea. So we weren't really facing the sea, but we were like just on the side, which was still amazing. I mean, who could complain? Francois had to start working quite quickly after we got here. So he went off and got started, and the kids and I stayed in the apartment and decided to explore the beach. Most days we would go down to the beach from around about 12 o'clock because then the sun would be nice and high. It was during winter season here in Australia, so it did get cold around about 2:30. We had to get off the beach. I have added a clip in for you. You have to hear this. It is absolutely hilarious for me as a South African to hear my son's voice because he sounds so South African in this video.
I think that's enough. Ow! Alright, now?
But guys, the kids absolutely loved it and I loved that time spending with them on the beach. I'm not going to drag this out too long, so we basically got our rental and that was us moving into our first place in Sydney. The first few weeks were actually really great. We got Logan into school. Raven stayed with me because financially it just made more sense. I would have been spending what I made basically on schooling for her. Daycare for kids here is really expensive. So we decided I would stay at home, look after her until she was ready to go to school, and that is what we did. So every morning I would take Logan to school, come back home, I would clean the house, Raven would do her little thing, play with her toys, do what she wanted to do, have a bit of an afternoon nap, and then we would go fetch Logan again. And this was kind of how it was going every day. I did have some things to do. We had some furniture that we bought that we put up and decorating the place, making it look nice, but there was only so much I could do in the day. The house started becoming clean. There was nothing really to do because cleaning every day, unfortunately, it's not staying clean. This is where the problem actually started. I started finding that I was home a lot on my own without other social communication, like being around people, talking to people. Nobody in South Africa I could really speak to because when we were awake they were sleeping and when they're awake we're sleeping. So I was finding it really hard to adjust to being here without anybody. I did start making some friends at the school, some really lovely mothers, and I think we formed a bit of a relationship, which was really nice. But it's not like having that childhood friend that grows up with you where you could talk to them about just about anything you wanted to and not be embarrassed as to what you say. I felt a little bit kind of held back with discussing things with people. So this was also a problem for me. Socializing, I would not really socialize too much because we also financially couldn't afford it at the time. mothers would be going out for coffees and spending money on lunches, and that for me unfortunately was a little difficult in the beginning. I started finding myself, as a woman, our brains just operate differently. They go to places where you don't want them to go, trust me. Even if you just haven't moved away from somewhere, you're staying in your own house and you become a stay-at-home mom, these things do happen. Anyways, I then started realizing I was getting depressed. I would just randomly be crying for all sorts of weird things. I found that I couldn't speak to anybody, so I was holding things in. And yes, I had my husband, but that was different. I needed someone to outlet with during the day that I didn't have. And most of my day was spent with kids. And unfortunately, people do need to interact with people. So what happened was I just got into this dark place. My poor husband didn't know what to do with me. And I just decided that was it. I had to find something to do. I started watching YouTube videos. And the thought popped into my head, why don't I just start a YouTube channel? I mean, I've got nothing to lose. We've been gamers. We've gamed for so long. I know how to get around a PC. I've got a cell phone. I could just grab my phone and start recording the second. So that's what I did. I sat down and I looked at things and I thought, you know what? I got a whole lot of furniture from Fantastic Furniture. I can do a whole video on Fantastic Furniture's furniture. So that was one of my videos. And then I started making some lunches and meals for home. So I thought, well, let's make my banana bread, which is actually a take on a yogurt cake, but let's turn it into a banana bread. And I made one of those on video. And so it slowly started going. With starting YouTube, that just had a little bit of a creative outlet for me. It started helping me to get some of the emotions that were going on in my head out there, and I was really, really enjoying this. Now, I am not a YouTuber who's going to become one of these with millions of subscribers. I know that myself. I am just plodding along, doing my videos. I have kind of like now tried to settle on a niche, which is cleaning, decluttering and organizing, just to see if it can grow from there. And I do want to do some motivation videos with helping people to also understand where their minds are at sometimes and how they could possibly get out of it. But that would probably be another channel if I ever did do that. There's so many of these videos out there now, I don't even think it's worth even trying, to be honest. Never say never. I never thought I would be that someone on camera talking to you, so you never know. YouTube was my distraction. It helped me to find a way to just keep me busy, and until I started working, it really did help a lot, and I absolutely love doing YouTube. I use it to talk about what I want to talk about. I love being able to communicate with people, even though we're not talking face to face. I feel like I'm creating a little bit of a community out there of people, and I really love doing this. My editing's starting to improve. I do think I have taken on a few extra things, like I use Upbeat now for my music so that I can add a little bit more of a nicer variety of music. The audio library on YouTube is really cool, but unfortunately I don't find as much of the kind of stuff that I like. I have managed to overcome some of the struggles, the depression. I do have some anxiety here from time to time, but that's because I've now started running a business, which is also keeping me going. I find a lot of joy and fulfillment out of creating these videos. I don't know what it is. I don't know, it's like an addiction. It's like I stopped for a little while when we moved from Sydney to Queensland because it started becoming a problem with me working in the day. I didn't really have the time to create videos, but with me starting my own cleaning business, I decided, you know what, I clean all day. I may as well make some videos on cleaning or decluttering or organizing and just help people out there who don't know how to do these things just to be a little bit better in their own homes. It's actually become a tool for personal growth and a reminder that change can lead to wonderful things. But guys, a tip for you is from me. If you find yourself in a situation that I found myself in, a place of not knowing anybody, not feeling heard, having no one to speak to, no one to really help get things out there, there are a few options that you can do to help you. Number one, start a YouTube channel. Number two, maybe journal. I find journaling also helps. It just helps to kind of clear your brain out of all that negativity, whatever's inside your head, just to dump it down into a journal. I think it's called a brain dump, where you just go and you dump whatever you want to into a journal. And to be honest with you, that can also help a lot. Yes, nobody really is there to help you, to support you, to read what you've written and to comfort you through it. It is a bit of an outlet. At least you're not bottling it all up inside and it's building up to become this really big thing that is going to explode. Also, I found going for walks does help a lot. Try and make some friends. I did try and make friends, I really did. I just couldn't communicate with them the way I would with friends I had in South Africa. But they probably would have grown into something a bit bigger if I had stayed in Sydney. Unfortunately, I had to leave those new acquaintances behind, and now in Queensland, I don't really have anyone and I've started from scratch again. The other thing I can suggest is joining a church. There are lots of people there that will help you and you can make some really good friends. No, I did not do this one, but I have friends who have joined a church and it has helped them a lot with their move and just being able to have people around them that really care. Also, there's a lot of sites that you can go onto. I know there's one called Peanut. To be honest, I tried that one for myself, but it was a lot more of moms with babies. Everyone I was looking at was mom with baby, hook up with babies, having a baby. It drove me absolutely insane because I had 4 kids and there was no way I was having another baby. But anyways, there are other people on there. I stopped it because, like I said, we moved from New South Wales to Queensland, so it didn't make sense for me to make friends there and then move here. Since being here, I've been so busy, I haven't had time to go on there to make friends, so I haven't really tried the platform out again. But there definitely are people on there. It's almost like a Tinder situation where you're swiping, and if you wave at somebody, they wave back at you and you connect that way. Really cool if you want to give it a go. I don't know where all Peanut is available, but I do know it's here in Australia. Finding YouTube really helped me, guys, and having yous watch my videos makes such a difference. I don't think it's the fact that I want to be a huge YouTuber. I just like to have that social connection with people and to share my experiences with people. And when people comment on my channel and let me know, their thoughts, it really does make a difference for me, and it makes me feel like I'm being heard and I'm helping somebody else out there who also needs to be heard. I would really love to hear your stories as well. One thing that really helps me when I'm feeling low is to do a little bit of a declutter or a clean. You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a video on why I started cleaning and decluttering very soon. In the meantime, if you guys want to check out a bedroom makeover, watch this video. If makeovers are not for you and you want to find out how to clean or what items to use, maybe try my latest one with the toilet brushes. That was a really interesting one for me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've reached this far into my video, I really appreciate that you actually listened to my story, and I'm here for you. I hope you have a lovely day. I'm going to go and find my smoothie. I don't subscribe when people ask me to subscribe. I subscribe because I enjoy what I'm watching. So if you are enjoying what you're watching, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, share with somebody you think it could help. I'm gonna go drink my smoothie and I will see you guys soon.